There's a number of key metrics. I would say, valuation first and foremost. So we're looking at companies in a number of different ways of valuing them. Normalized earnings, which is through the cycle earnings and cash generation would be key, but also what price to book or price to tangible book. A number of different valuation metrics are first and foremost. But in addition to that, there are some filters that I personally would employ in looking at companies, which I've found over time, to avoid some of the hiccups, some of the torpedoes in the portfolio. We run quite a large amount of AUM in the small cap world, so liquidity is important. So I will rule out companies based on their average daily trading value. The second thing I've learned from history of making mistakes, and that's how you learn in anything, is the balance sheet. I don't take balance sheet risk with the companies that I invest in. So some companies have quite high leverage because the stability of their cash flows allow them to do so. So that's fine. So it's not a blanket leverage measure I'm looking at, but I'm asking the question, does this company have the balance sheet needed to support this in a pretty dire scenario? And then typically I would avoid companies where you're trying to beat the fade. It's the Yellow Pages of this world or the HMVs of this world, companies where there is long-term structural decline. It was Ken Fisher actually, who was here on BNN, talked about asking himself the question, will this industry be in a worse or better or indifferent position in 3 years' time? And if the answer is worse, just don't go there. And I tend to subscribe to that type of view. So there are certain filters I look at which rules out companies. I then look at valuation, and then I look at some of the more qualitative factors. Is this a low-cost operator? Do they have an economic moat, a history of high return on equity? Do they provide something very different to the portfolio? And is there evidence that the business is showing some signs of stability, trying to avoid catching falling knives?